there's a button now that you can view an item too in your thing, even though that's the same thing as I guess edit. It just opens up a view now. But you can do just extra button.
No, that's cool. Well, the cameras. It's not plugged into the camera, but that's all good. It's all good. I can still start. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Last session started off with a how should we say, a warning label, a advisory note, a cautionary tale. As you guys were overlooking the cavern or the hole of the heart of the east, and you guys knowing that inside there was aberrant magic. Tim volunteered to show you what happens when you go down there and cast aberrant magic. In a flash of, he disappeared, and all that was left was his silhouette as he was casting a spell. So he was the precautionary tale for you guys. He did that for you guys.
Yeah.
What a champ.
What a champion.
He had gone around and fire napped a bunch of the fire elementals, which are probably still in that plane. While the rest of the group worked on a way to get the elementals there and a elevator to get the elementals down. After bringing the forge there and creating this 100-mile-long chain, cutting off a piece of your floating platform and then making a winch, you guys were able to make a permanent elevator there, so the elementals can go up and down. You returned to the Black City, decided you needed to take some downtime. Simar is trying to cement the legend of that Mythlar. Is your name just like trying to be a legend with the Mythlar, or is your name trying to be a legend and you just have a Mythlar?
It is a legend of a Mythalar has been merged with me, and thus I can freely use it with my hands. It's an incredibly difficult thing to do.
Yes, it is. It is a very very hard, and that would definitely cement legend when the final steps of this have been done.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get the title of Naked Stabber before I get the title of Golden Palm or something.
Wait, that's a title?
Horatio. Probably. Wait till I end up in a wall of force.
So, we were doing that, Vondar is on the quest to learn metal singing, and so he took 2 weeks to get the last skill he needed to return to the elf for that. Bastille likes to go crazy, so she went into time is irrelevant, with a bunch of torture devices around her, and studied and learned, and
Yes.
do you take time for yourself in there
Yes, I very
with all this crazy shit going on?
Yes, it's budgeted in there. Like when I did the math, I did like, okay, this is the amount of time of work time in the day minus 2 hours per day for mental health reasons. And I do not spend like I tapped out before. Like I did the math on it, and still have probably spent years in that fucking place at this point. Like I tell people she's like 86. She's probably not 86 anymore. But with the Ring of Winter, she doesn't age. Regardless, yes, she takes time for herself in there. I imagine though that she's made it comfortable.
The problem is every time you get it comfortable, Tentacle comes by and destroys it. So, it's a constant war.
I asked, what would happen if I cast the Yoon's Greater Zen Flame in there?
It wouldn't work because there are no other realities for you to create a demiplane from in there.
Gotcha.
So you'd be the first person to discover that dimensional type magics don't work in alternate realities.
I do my best.
And Tim had returned to you guys, new and improved. He's a taller version.
Yeah.
You guys have been promoted. You know, I can't remember if it was a session before, but you're a Z rank adventuring group, so there's that. So you guys went to the Adventurers Guild and got a quest to kill slithering lords.
All right.
And on the map, they are somewhere in the western Black Plains. There is a small group, or I say small, it's probably like 1,000 miles across, group of hills. And they were reported in that area. So you guys headed off. You went to the closest point that you guys have been there, because Vondar only uses his teleportation to go to places he's already been. As you got on the cart and headed off-road, you came across some earth myrmidons, but they're just chilling, so you guys and elementals are cool. You came across giant crayfish, and Simara's like, there's no water around, we must save them. And mark this location so we can come back for food. So he opened up a portal and brought them to a river. You continued on. It approached nighttime. There was a group of humanoids marching. You guys, they weren't kind of heading towards you. They weren't aggressive. They saw Vondar's invisible eye, but they didn't look too much of a threat. You guys went into the demi-plane, rested, and I think you went into the demi-plane. I think that's where we ended it, right? Everyone went in the demi-plane, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Is anyone doing anything special before you set down for a long rest, or?
I believe we were just keeping an eye out with the arcane eye for that. I'm calling it a patrol because that's probably what it was. And then they saw the arcane eye and they left. So there's really nothing for us to do besides just chill, and unless we want to go after them. But I don't think we decided to do that.
When the demi-plane was created, you did hear the group heading off in a direction away from you guys. So they were not coming in your direction. And it was also away from the hills.
At this point, Tim will return, munching on hearts.
You say munching on hearts. What does that mean?
Yep. I could not give you a better description than that. He did it perfectly.
Bastille is cooking dinner when this happens, and she just turns around and looks at you like, I imagine she's making probably like a stew or something, and it smells really nice in the air, and then she turns around and looks at you and.
Aww.
So, no dinner?
I'm sorry, what? Couldn't hear you over the sound of chewing.
Why are you eating a heart? I mean, besides the nutritional value, obviously.
You can gain the benefits of the slain with these hearts.
Whose heart is it?
I don't think you want to know that.
So wait a second. If you can just walk around and eat people's hearts, why don't more people do that?
I didn't say everybody could.
Oh.
But I suppose, more specifically, these are Tarrasque hearts.
Oh.
Why wouldn't I want to know that? And wait, how big is the heart?
Boom, 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 boom. Actually,
Sorry,
it would have been that big.
My description was wrong. I was unaware.
Actually, no, your description was accurate because remember I converted them, so that's how big they would have been beforehand. These are now legendary items.
They shrunk.
I made a killing off of selling Wessel's shit, and apparently he had like 400 grand on him or something like that.
Goodness.
Anyway.
Continue making my stew.
As you just hear the sound of gooping, blood dripping on the floor.
You know, Tim, I know you're like of a day old, but we have tables and plates and stuff.
I wasn't bred for manners. I was bred to keep you safe. And since the last Tim failed, I have new upgrades to ensure that doesn't happen again.
I mean, to be fair, your predecessor didn't fail, he blew himself up.
Which is failing for wizards. You're supposed to blow other people up, not yourself.
True. Very true. That's the first thing you learn in wizard college.
Oh, okay.
It's number one in Bestial school. Number two is avoid getting stabbed.
That used to be lower on the list, but it had to be bumped up.
I believe Simamar was saying something, or was he done?
Yeah.
Let me. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to make sure we circled back.
Power the Void. Do you ever add Void as a damage type?
I did not. I'll make a note.
Yeah, I think we didn't put that in the notes. Thank you for the reminder.
Add void to damage types.
Anything else after that interaction, or do I go 5 hours?
You can go 5 hours.
Yeah. I'd be food for everybody. Make sure everybody's fed. Even though y'all probably don't need to eat, I still feed you.
Hey,
Not hard. Yeah.
Squelch.
And then in the morning, Heroes Feast again.
Those are the group that do not sleep or do not require. After 5 hours, are you doing anything special while you wait for the rest to wake up or not wake up? Or is everyone kosher after 5 hours?
I get to sleep the whole time.
You're tricky because you have a bed rest and you're like, I sleep every third day.
Yeah.
I use that time to cook the Heroes Feast.
Huh. What are those question marks and why is that a -5?
That is a good question. What the hell is that?
Oh.
What are you talking about?
When I did my long rest in the chat, I have question mark, -5.
Yeah, I'll see if you
It's a player thing. When you guys hit long rest, you should get a placard in chat now that tells you everything that is recovered.
Cool.
Question mark. Question mark. 5.
I'm not too worried about it unless it's some kind of like curse I'm somehow under.
Well, I'm worried about it because I have to remember if you are under a curse we've been forgetting about.
Oh. Well, I am under that one curse that I don't remember about.
Is that you have -5 from your glass cannon?
Maybe?
No, that's -15. Or do you have a thing where you do -5 to your attack?
Well, it's something that has to do with long resting too. Huh.
Well, it's not all in. It's not auspicious. Not Herculean blow. Not lucky. Which actually, we're gonna shove those two next to each other.
I'm sure it'll become relevant
like
today.
it's adversely affected. This is one of those things we found. You found the second bug. Don't know what it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah. 10 hours goes by. You all get up. There is a hero's feast waiting, perfectly prepared, and there's lobster and bacon set aside for Zard. He doesn't eat it.
Zor doesn't eat it.
Why aren't you eating the lobster and bacon? It looks delicious.
Because he's left behind.
What would Zor like to have as his heroes?
He's not here.
Oh.
That's why he doesn't eat it. You got to finish.
Well, then I'm just gonna eat his food then.
Zar, remember.
Yeah, speaking of Tsar, why didn't we invite him?
He said something about preparing for a tournament.
I thought Bastille stopped that.
Ah,
Stop it.
right. It has been stopped. Right. I forgot he told me that it's been stopped.
Uh-huh.
Right. As he finishes munching on his last heart. Squelch.
Have you just been sitting there eating the whole night?
Uh-huh. I had to eat like 21 of them. And I believe the item says it takes an hour to devour the heart.
Alright. Shall we get going?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm ready for anything now.
Okay, so this is the part where it starts to get confusing.
As you step out of the demi-plane, it is still dark.
Well, do we want to do this the traditional way, or do we have a magic way of finding their hideout? And doing the deed.
Do we have any reason to believe that we're anywhere near their hideout right now?
Well, considering that was a patrol, their track should lead us back to their base.
Well,
But
yeah,
you
we
think
can do
that
very
they're all involved with what people we're looking for?
I mean, they look, or well, from what your description, they match the description of the slithering lords, just as like underlings, because they're tall and pale. That's my opinion from what information we've gleaned.
Yes, they were gray.
I mean, like I can always look into the past at their tracks to make sure we're on the right path.
Vondar, as he says, they were tall and slim and they were pale. You were looking through dark vision, and dark vision gives you shades of gray.
This is true.
Yeah, I didn't get the impression they were involved with guys we're looking for.
Why else would they be out here? I mean,
Why was anything out here? Why was anything out here? Things just wander around.
I mean, all I'm suggesting is that we don't have anything better, so we track them, we look before we leave, but we operate on the side that we think that this is what we're dealing with.
Cannonade. Got it.
So the group is going to go to where they were and reverse track them. Go to where they came from.
Yeah, sure.
Who would like to survival to track? It is easy enough. Vondar gets you to where he last saw them.
The ranger will, because the ranger has other stuff.
Ooh, other stuff. What is this other stuff?
So let me knock that out, and then go to the features that I never use.
Well, it was a 3, not a 20, so that means it fails.
Favorite enemy, humanoids. Let's see. You have advantage on survival checks to track your favorite enemies, as well as intelligence checks to recall information on them. And natural.
As you look at these, they do not look like your favorite enemy.
Gasp. And then natural score while tracking other creatures. You also learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area, which is kind of redundant with what we already know, but...
I think there was 10 or 12, whichever. We're 10 now. And you could definitely track back to where they came from. So you start following backwards.
Ease.
The trail goes directly south. You travel for about an hour, and you come to as you're reverse tracking, the feet disappear, and you see several large claw marks. As it looked like these creatures were something else and then transformed into humanoids.
Interesting.
And you track those back a little bit, and it looks like they only travel for about 100, 200 feet. It looks like they all landed in different spots, and you can see like these big swaths of the planes have been like bent down in these 10 spots that look like these large uh, creatures landed.
Does the trail take us into the hills at all?
It looks like no, you went straight south for about an hour, and this is where the creatures landed and then started walking the plains.
Looks like we're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, sorry about that. I figured that they would have been going around the hills, not away from the hill. Well, to the hills. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Do you get on the cart and head in what direction?
To the hills.
Straightest point to it.
I assume so.
Are you gonna, when you hit the hills, are you planning on going straight through the middle, or how do you want to approach this?
Does it look like there's a high point where we can look around?
I'll actually throw a trestle up into the air gently and look through its hides from a high vantage point to see if we can see anything.
It looks like there is a couple center hills in the middle, which do have a higher vantage point than the rest.
I say we head towards the center.
Okay.
Does my trestle see anything?
Roll a perception.
Is that the trestle or me?
Are you're just throwing the trestle in the air, so it'd be just the trestle, I assume.
Okay.
Unless you are.
I mean, I'm looking through its eyes. Such a normal roll.
That's a really good roll, though.
Yeah.
So as the Tressum's flying there, it sees a flock of birds go by, and birds are very fluid when they fly. Pretty much a lot of things with wings are fluid, in order to fly. You notice they're a little off, and each bird has this red ball of vines attached to it that the bird is dragging through the air.
I'll point out the birds.
I'll activate my wings and try to fly up to try and catch one bird.
You literally want to grab it and catch it, or you're just going to try and catch up to it.
I'm going to try and catch up to it and then try to identify the red tangle.
Do you have to do any rolls on that, or it's just identify?
I believe if it's an object, I can identify it.
As you attempt to identify it, it does not identify it as an object. But with your eye, you can detect a secret, right?
I think you're thinking of maze.
I thought your crafter thingy, your crafter eye, allowed you to have a secret.
Arcane blacksmith.
We're right back, but I'm still listening.
You may cast identify at will from the chosen eye. This identify is powerful enough to identify most curses. It can also reveal one hidden detail on the item your identify was cast on. But if it's not identifying, tangle.
Yeah, it is not an object.
Does it look like it's attacking the bird or more parasitic?
Roll a medicine. It looks very parasitic. As you look, it seems to be attached in weird ways, and it looks like this ball of red vines is what is making the bird move erratic. And as you stare with your, I got this one right. When you look at something, you can see finer details.
Yes.
With a 37 medicine, the ball is sinew. Looks like blood flowing through it, giving it the red color. But it's not flowing through, it's flowing around. Sinew. As you look at it more in depth, you can see the blood traveling all around the outside of the sinew. And inside the center of the sinew, little lots of hearts in this episode.
And I'm going to try and grab it and bring it back to the cart.
Which do you grab?
Bird.
Athletics. With ease, you snatch it out of the sky. It does not. Normally if you catch a wild animal, it tries to get away, but it kind of just sits there in your arms, your hand, as you fly back to the group. With this red ball of sinew dangling from the back.
I'll show it to the steel and ask, think this has to do with our slithering lords?
I'll take a look at it. Try to look into its past. I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back. You see, you watch as Vondar flying with it, and Vondar releases it to the air. It flies backwards with a flock of birds. As they fly backwards, they land in this field of red vines. You can see the sinew hanging from the back start to get smaller, smaller. You see the bird hops backwards, hops. It hops out of the red vines. The sinew, just before it hops out of the vines, the sinew disappears. It lands. It acts more like a reverse bird, pecking at the ground.
So it was a bird and then was corrupted or changed by these red vines into its current state? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Okay. Do I see any of these red vines around us?
Currently, no.
Okay. I relay this information to the group and say we would be careful of the red, any kind of red vines, but I think this is the vine may be a part of the Slytherin kings, but the birds themselves are not, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
I think maybe we should climb and explore deeper into the hills. Suggestions?
I mean, the only thing to do is to go forward until we come across it, or their base.
Or any kind of hidden structure, or perhaps cave, anything of the like. Proceed and march forward.
As you step forward, the drums start coming for you. You make your way in the Black Plains, on the hills in the Black Plains. It's a very confusing part of the map. You go up a couple hills. You can see the ones that Vondar had said were the higher points. So you're making your way to that. As you crest over about another hour in, the sun has come up. You crest up to the top of a hill. You can see down in the valley you see an area probably about 500, 1,000 foot in diameter, covered in this red vines. You see in the center a hill giant perched up against the side of the ground, has hide tunic, on his chest, covering down to his knees, a leather cap on his head, tipped down to block the sun. You see next to him his giant club sitting in the center of this red vine.
I never thought I would actually find a use to legitimately propose using Armageddon.
Let's not. Well, I'm a.
Vestil's had this her entire career. She proposes to you to cast this spell.
I mean, that's it. That's the red shit. That's the corrupting vines. Does it look like it's spreading?
Sorry. What would you say?
Does it look like it's spreading?
How long do you sit? Wait. As you sit and wait, what are you looking at?
It's not immediately visibly spreading.
As you have had this conversation, it has not grown.
All right, well, let's keep an eye on that. Because plants grow. It's a thing they do.
I mean, we could just fly over it, right?
I mean, we could, but I think that this might have to do with the Slytherin Kings.
Right, so we fly over it, find their lair, explode their lair, and it's all good.
That's just one option.
Bondar, as you stay here, and you're what are you looking at?
I'm looking for the source of the vines, I guess.
As you're looking around. There's real no source in this clump. You do see, you notice the hill giant's torso go up and down. It looks labored. On his chest, there is a circle pendant, probably about 6 foot round, made from bones. And as you look at this, the bones are like of individual humanoids, creatures. Bones tend to usually be, arm bones and stuff like that tend to be straight. You can see these bones on this pendant are bent to make the circle.
Can I identify the pendant?
Sure. How close do you have to be to do this? You just have to see it?
I think it's just sight.
It identifies as pendant of the Slytherin Lords. It doesn't have a magical property. It is an item. One secret you do know. It's a door, not a pendant.
And the giant's in the middle of this
Correct.
red vine patch.
He does not have any red vines on him. He might be sitting on some, but he doesn't have any like growing across him.
That's good to know.
And 6 feet wide, so we can't move it with mage hand, I assume.
I mean, I
Depends
have
on your mage's
telekinesis.
hand.
I have telekinesis.
Can you reach it?
I have to get it within 60 feet.
Can you fly?
I can.
Mondar, he has wings.
Right.
There are creatures that have wings that can't fly. Sorry.
I promise I'm not part chicken. What do you want me to do with it?
Go with? Oh.
It seems to be some sort of doorway. Might lead us to these Slytherin lords, I'm not sure.
So grab it, bring it back here.
Yeah.
On it. Let's start to fly. Fly over the vines.
How high over the vines are you?
I'm going to keep a nice equal number here. I'm 30 feet off the ground. So that if I have to grab it from 30 feet away, I'm good.
As you fly over the vines, you get within your spellcasting telekinesis.
I attempt to lift the object.
Straight up.
And then
You
slow.
hear crack, snap. As you lift it up, there are red vines stuck to this. As you pull, how much can you lift?
With telekinesis, 500 pounds.
You pull, you see vines stretching, snapping. As you pull this off this giant's chest, there is a cavity, a hole. You see thousands of red vines inside this giant. Where there should be skeleton, you see vines. Where there should be meat, there's vines. Where there should be skin, you do not see skin underneath the tunic.
Wonder, can I light this entire plane on fire now, please?
I think that would attract the attention. Oh, I'm not there. Never mind.
As you pull this off, you can see the sinew mesh. But you can see there's a small little hole, probably about a foot in diameter. And you can see down. You can see deeper. This hole goes past where the hill giant should be, into the hill.
Gross. Well, by the way, it was 1,000 pounds, not 500. Sorry. Well, I guess I'm going to continue to bring it with me.
Oh yeah, you have it. You have it free of the sinew, free of the vines, free of the giant.
I will fly back.
Yeah,
I do have to move at 30 feet though, because I can only move at 30 feet around. So
that's fair. As Tim slowly makes his way back with this sinew dripping door.
Burn it. Burn it with fire.
Tim makes it to the group.
here is your medallion. As he slowly sets it on the ground.
Okay. Where are the vines coming out of? Like the part where it's coming out of the amulet. What does that look like?
It looks like on the back side, just like they're just like attached to it, and you can see there's a ring. They're attached to the outer ring of bones. There is nothing on the back side of the amulet, like in past that ring. It was just the outer ring that the sinew was attached to.
Okay. Technically, calcium is a metal, so I'm going to cast heat metal on the bones just to burn this thing up.
The sinew. Clean it up. You're now going to look at this pendant.
Is there anything more to see on?
When you look at the pendant, it looks like there is two pivot points on the top and the bottom. And if this pendant were sitting not flat on the ground, it looks like the inner part of the bones would turn to the side, like a door, like an odd door that pivots in the middle instead of on the edge.
Okay, I'll drop heat metal, let it cool, and if the sinew that was there was burnt off, I'll try opening it.
It spins with no problem.
What do I see through it?
You see just to the other side.
Oh, by the way, yeah, there was like a deep hole that went past the hill giant. Looks like it might have gone into the earth.
So, are you saying that we have to go underground?
I mean, we don't have to do anything, but probably yes. I mean, we could just go with Estile's option and scorch earth this place.
It's still on the table.
It might be a good idea to do that before we go into the hole. I mean, we can't approach it otherwise.
All right, I'm gonna send a canary into the coal mine. I'm just. Well, wait. You got there. He flew over there just fine. Okay, and so it's not unless we touch the vine, probably that it's going to be an issue.
Oh, I could speak with Deadbed the giant.
I don't know how much intelligent conversation you hope to have with the giant. Wait, what kind of giant is it? Is it Hill?
Hell.
Hill.
Yeah, I don't know how much intelligent conversation you're gonna have with that giant.
So, what do we want to do?
As you're having this conversation and you're talking about talking to the giant, you look back at this body with this hole now inside. What was normal skin tone where you did see it starts to turn gray.
Vondar, can you approach the vine and see if you can gather anything from it? I'll walk over because there's a question I want to ask myself as well while we're over there.
Gather anything from the vines? What do you mean?
Identify.
I already tried. This is the same ones that were on the birds. I already tried before.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna walk in. How far are we away from the threshold of the vines?
As far as you wanted to, you came up over a rise and you saw it at the bottom of the hill. This stuck out like a sore thumb. The only reason you didn't see it from before was because of the hills.
Right. I will approach, getting probably no closer than 40 feet. I'm going to touch the ground. I'm going to look into the path to see if it has grown, shrunk, remained the same over the past month. Just gathering all the information I can.
So you start going back. And this takes you, what, half a minute?
A full minute for a month.
Assuming no one else doing anything for a minute?
I'm just watching. Making sure nothing walks up.
As you deep dive, you see animals that come and go. Looked somewhat normal, but after they hopped into the vines, they started dragging around a sinew ball. Some don't make it out Some then become part of the vines. You go back a week, and it is half the size. You see a giant gets up, comes out of the area. You see a cave where the giant was near. The giant walks out of the red ball area. You go back another week. The area shrinks again. You see a group of adventurers come to investigate this. You see a couple look like vine creatures attacking these adventurers. You see a couple orbs of vines attacking these adventurers. Your thing is really weird because it's hard to portray this in reverse.
Yeah.
Because I'm describing it forward. Sorry. It's hard to get from point A to point B in reverse.
Yeah.
You see these taller, thin, gaunt creatures, humanoids, come and attack. Whips and they have these tentacles whip around these creatures. They bite the brains out of these adventurers. They pull out all the sinew out of these creatures and spread it around to create this area. These creatures that were attacking the adventurers go back in the hole. It goes back another week. The area gets smaller. Another group of adventurers comes by. These creatures fight, destroy them, create the area again. It gets smaller and smaller until about a month ago, when it was just a hole.
But slowly been spreading, yes.
Every time something died in here, these creatures seem to spread it to make it grow. And these creatures were not affected by it. They weren't hauling around this ball of sinew. And you have seen creatures go into here and then all of a sudden start having a ball of sinew start following them.
Were the creatures at any point seem to talk, or was they did not seem intelligent?
The gaunt, tall humanoids that bit brains out looked at other things, but never said a word.
Gotcha.
And the other things went and did stuff. As Vestial's sitting there, you see the giant, the gray skin shatters. All these vines and sinews start spreading out. The vines stretch another 10 feet, 20 feet,
I back up.
30 feet.
I'll
I
fly.
fly.
they grow another 50 feet around. 50 feet total, not 50 feet around, sorry.
I relay my findings to the group. This place is heinous. This place is evil. I want to kill it. Down there, I'm thinking is our quarry, and I point to the hole.
I mean, how deep do you think that hole is?
I couldn't tell. Might be like an anthill. We could send an arcane eye. See what we see.
That would be the smart thing to do, because I can only blow up like a 100-foot radius.
I don't have Armageddon prepared, by the way, so we'd have to do it tomorrow if we want to do that. That's by design that I don't prepare that spell, by the way. Anyway, I will cast.
So it's a 9-hour cast?
I think it's a 1-hour cast, isn't it?
Oh, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, I can go up to a 1,000-foot radius. I can nuke it myself if you want me just to nuke it now, and then we can see if anything survived inside the crater.
I'm tempted. What do you two think?
Let me hit it with everything I got. That's what I'm thinking.
Jeff, we can't hear you.
Thank you. I have a spell that I could cast. I just need to do some math real quick to see how much of an area it will affect.
Well, we can nuke it. It's just, do we nuke it? But by all means, do your math.
8 ranks. Yeah.
What are costs?
Well, it needs to be destroyed no matter what. We can't have this continue spreading.
Agreed. While Jet is doing math in his head, DM Arcane Eye. I'm going to send that into the breach. Got to use a recollection saving on it though.
If I full spell amp it, I can hit a 1,410-foot cube of space.
That's a little bit bigger than what I can do.
And it will disintegrate the target.
That's better than what I can do.
I can guess burning hands.
Well, that might all be all we need to do if these vines happen to be flammable.
It didn't like heat metal.
That's true.
Yeah. Heat metal on the knife and just eat it in the patch.
You send this eye out at 30 feet around.
Yeah.
You go into this ball, this sinew ball. There is a tunnel through this. The sinew is along the outside of this like 8-foot round tunnel that goes down, and every 10 feet or so, the sinew like stretches to form like a barrier, but it's not small enough where your eye can't fit through.
Yeah, because the eye can pass through any opening as long as it's 1 inch in diameter.
Yep. And your eye, the eye travels. 5 minutes goes by. 10 minutes goes by. 20 minutes goes by. 30 minutes. You guys all just still waiting?
So, what's the air velocity of an unladen swallow?
30 feet.
Ah.
Are you talking about a
Go ahead.
an Armorian swallow or a Urantal swallow?
In a rental swallow.
40 feet.
Ah.
After about 30 minutes, if it's been traveling that long and I haven't come to the end of it yet, I'm probably just gonna cut it off after several hundred, even thousands of feet down. I'll just cut it off.
Off of math, it looks like in 1 hour that can travel just under 2 miles. So you're about a mile in.
Yeah, I relay this. I think it might very well be 100 miles down. It is abysmal, and I didn't find anything down there. I want to blow this thing up.
Well, I can keep exploding an area of 1,000 feet for an hour. So eventually I will get to the core of it. Well, okay, maybe not an hour. For a minute I'm really good at it, and then it kind of falls off. But yeah. But so it wasn't just straight down. Was it also horizontal, this deal, or was it straight down?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
Was it just straight down, or was it also horizontal, like going deeper into the hills?
I imagine it was only vertical, right? Yeah.
It wasn't straight vertical, maybe like a 15-degree arc. But it was going deeper more than it was going into the hills.
Yeah.
Well, unless someone else has a brilliant idea of how they can just magically destroy the whole thing in one go, I am going to start.
I guess it would be 65-degree angle. I don't know.
To start burrowing into the earth, annihilating every vine in the way.
Nope. I got nothing.
Alrighty. Alright, so I will two, three, four. 4 energy or 40 energy for area. 10 energy for dimensional flash, because we never know. 10 energy on selective, so I don't kill myself. That's 60. And then I will spend 40 energy on fast, with the last 10 going into fly speed. That way I can keep up with the amount of area damage that I am doing. So that is 100 energy so far. And then I will be activating all of my abilities, so Beckon the Void and Horseman's Conquest for additional damage. And with that, I should be good to just start attacking the ground and basically just do a attack. Fly. Let's see, what am I at? Times 2, times 4, times 8. Fly. I think that's 1,000 feet. And then do another attack. 130 times 8 is, yep, 1,004. So I will be able to consistently move to the edge of the area that I attacked and make another attack. Would you like me just to roll an attack roll and call it good for every attack I make burrowing down?
Sure.
Okay. Alright, Shillelagh, Planar Warrior, and Slap the Vines. I will not be going all in, and I will not be critting these because I have a lot of attacks I need to make. But for a minute, let me make sure I select the right one. Let's see. Beckon the Storm, apply Horseman's Conquest. And we are not spending key, so... Did you guys see the damage roll?
Nope.
Okay. Weird. Is it rolled the dice, but it didn't actually keep... I'm just going to spawn myself into the testing room and just hit the testing dummy. We should just actually just do this. Oh, normal. Okay, so 92 damage within a 1,000-foot radius. And I have selective on, so I am selecting myself and my party members out of the area if they are still in the area. So as long as this is enough damage to kill the vines in the area, after 10 attacks, I can descend to 10,000 feet. Oh, and the vines are vulnerable to the damage.
No wonder if this does absolutely nothing.
That would be really funny actually.
As you strike the ground, the vines all above ground disappear. You fly down the hole, strike, gone. Fly down, strike, gone. As you get in the first round, how far did you go?
So would have attacked at the surface, and then I would be able to go 10 or not 10, 1,000 feet into the hole, as that would make me go to the edge of the area that I attacked.
So you can do 1,500 feet in a round?
Only 1,000.
So Simamar flies in. Where's the rest of the group? You just waiting? Simamar, you get 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet. So that's 3 rounds, right?
Yep.
The group up top. You see the hole that Simamar went down, starting to collapse.
Oh, well, that's knowing him.
Simamar, 4,000 feet, 5,000 feet. You see parts of the hill start to cave in. You get down to the 5,000 feet mark. You then go, boom, 6,000. You find an open cave. The red on the ground is not red anymore, as you have just blown it up and then moved in this direction. Simamar, roll deck save.
Okay. I'm assuming that this is harmful.
Rocks, dirt, debris start flying past you. As you look up, you see no light.
Huh.
Everyone's guild card. Ding!
I check the guild card.
Quest complete.
Oh, that was easy.
Well, I got the ding. The world is caving in. I'll check my guild card using my light to see it. Quest is complete. Cool. I'm going to unsummon my spear, draw my sword, and cut a portal back to Visteel and fly through it.
If the hills are still collapsing around us, I'm going to grab the card and the chocobos and start.
Just around the hole. Like the hole is collapsing in. You guys back on the side that you're not you're not in danger. It's just the hole's being closed up.
I imagine we just pretty much just dropped a hand grenade down a mining shaft.
We have performed Simamar fracking.
Good job, Simamar.
Thanks. That hole was a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be.
How deep was it?
I was counting by explosions, and I think I got 5 down. So yeah, that's a mile deep. But yeah, you guys were right. They were in fact down there. Do we take any other quests, or was that the only one?
I think that was the only one.
All right. Well, back to
before we leave, I'm going to shoot up the medallion, just destroy that. It's
Easy enough.
Head back.
So where are you going?
Back to the Black Cities Adventurers Guild, I would assume.
And how are you getting there?
Can't we do Vondar's magical plane shifting stuff?
Sure.
Awesome.
I'll take us by plane of air to the Black City.
Whee! I'm sure that will have no detrimental effects on the environment whatsoever.
I mean, it already was a detrimental effect.
A more detrimental effect on the environment. does one of the bridges have an X on it?
Wednesday.
Oh, did they blow up a bridge?
No, they were hunting monsters that got loose in the city for some unknown reason.
Ah, I'm sure we'll read about it in the newspaper.
Not 8.5, 9 months ahead of time. You are.
that was last month's news. Well, now that we're back, let's check into the guilds.
To the guild we go.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Oh, I guess I can work on my art now.
You see a female elf reception. A couple of adventures milling about, looking at the board. Morning, how can I help you?
Good morning. We're here to claim the reward for a quest, and I will present my guild card.
You guys want to take a 5-minute break while I calculate this up?
Sounds good.
rattle. She hands you back a guild card, points it towards you, and this stream of iridium just starts pouring out at you some more.
Back holding, catch it.
Everyone gets 80 guild tokens, 10 emerald coins, 10,000 iridium pieces, and 2 legendary vouchers.
Boy, goodness.
And then the XP that is up above.
Yeah, we need to do these types of quests more often.
Not all specials get paid the same.
Is it just
It all depends on how bad the one person who put it up wants to get rid of it.
Oh. I could imagine, yeah, people really wanted this thing gone.
As Vestial saw, several adventure parties be destroyed there.
Yeah. How many guild tokens?
80 per.
God dang it, I just got rid of all my guild tokens.
I'll take them.
No. Grumble, grumble, grumble as he starts shoveling them into his bag of holding.
Oh.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to step away and go deposit stuff into the bank.
Sounds good. See you later, Tim. Well, since we're done for the day, I think I'll go hit up the arena.
I'll come with. I have a catalog in front of me.
Well, now that we have some gambling money, it's time to multiply it.
some fun sounds like a good idea.
Get some bag.
I need to check up on my brother again. That's the thing I need to do.
Oh yeah, we should check out.
No longer addicted. So that says that.
That's right. We need to make a man out of him.
But does he have to be as swift as coursing river?
I really need a Simimar bonding episode with Hussein. That would be hilarious.
We could totally do that. But what will Undar do in the meantime?
Oh, before I forget, one of you types that wears armor, can you use this as he holds up a jar?
Does anyone actually wear armor?
It is a urn of molten bronze skin.
I know wear armor. So.
Molten bronze skin.
My brother had it. It's unfortunately considered medium armor, so I can't wear it.
Weird that skin would be heavy. I mean, I guess it is bronze.
Bondar, what were you gonna do?
I'll probably do some sort of training. Oh, that's right. I have books to read, golem books. I'll read one of those.
Those are the books that you found in the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
They're all been variations on the manual of golems. Tim is going to the bank, and Tim will be right back.
So as you look, it looks like the unless the books that you have are different, but just that they're variations on the you know the manual golems.
I'll be right back.
Okay. It looks like you spend 90 days working without interruption on the manual with the manual, and pay X amount of iridium and supplies. And once you finish, you create the golem, and the book is consumed. Unless the books that you have like are different, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm not spending 90 days on this.
It looks like depending on if they were the generic clay, flesh, iron, stone, they each take a different amount of time. The shortest one is the clay, which takes 30, and the longest one is
Iron.
the iron for 120.
Yep.
Was it the clay, flesh, iron, and stone that you got?
Clay, flesh, iron, stone, exotic, and lesser.
I don't know what those are, but I can add the other ones to your character sheet.
Exotic is same rules. It's just 240 days, and that exotic would break down more into like any exotic of the planar metals that you have knowledge of. So if you want to make a golem of aerolite, 240 days. A golem of cosmolite, 240 days, etc. And then lesser is the longest one, and that takes 1 full year.
Uh, I'll probably work on persuasion expertise.
Okay. And remember, you said you and Vestil were taking off, and she just AFK. So
Yeah, we were going to the arena.
I'm back. Yes, we are going to the arena.
In the arena.
I don't know if we're fighting or betting or having a nice time or what's going on, but we're going to the arena.
I believe last week we chatted. I was going to participate and you were going to watch. Unless you want to go in as a couple.
Well, not as a couple. Yeah, I don't think that they have date nights at the arena. Well, they do, but not for the participants.
But doesn't mean we can't get into a date night.
If I if it was going to be a date night, spectators. If we want to go and have fun, sure, yeah. If it's like a team thing or a solo thing, or I mean, if it's a team thing, I will participate. If it's a solo thing, then I will watch and cheer you on. Be your cheerleader.
Okay. I bet the arena gets pretty wild on Valentine's Day. Only the truest of romances can conquer all other loves.
So you guys make your way to the arena.
Yes.
It is one second. There is not a crowd at the arena at this time. You walk up. There are a couple people. Looks like they're cleaning up from last night's festivities.
Oh, it's closed.
Oh yeah, it is. Super late. See if we can find a schedule for tomorrow.
Sure. Is there like a menu? Not a menu, but like a showing of times, like at a movie theater.
Or do they use the flag system like they did back in, Yield and Theater?
As you're looking around, you do see some flags in similar writing. Every other letter is bigger than the other. Come see the art of stabbing.
No.
My God. What? No way.
You day, cast day, lev day, gin day.
Okay, I have to go to this.
Which will be tomorrow.
I have to go to this, Miss Steele. You don't understand.
No, if you want to go, you can go, so long as I don't see my students down in that arena getting stabbed by the dojo.
Well, that's one thing, but also I need to kind of be there to represent because I don't know how good Czar's gotten at stabbing things and or his students, but I need to be there to stab things properly.
Do it right. Okay. Again, Zoran, you have my full support, so long as the dummies aren't my students.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case.
One of the people sweeping up, kind of sweeps in your direction, comes over, leans on the broom and goes, "What you looking for? Looking for a little excitement?"
Uh, depends on your kind of excitement, but looking to see what's going on tomorrow.
Well, that new school's doing their, I think it's 2, 3, 4. I think they like come here like five times a week, stabbing and making a big old show for everyone. There's a couple little, yeah, they got a good group going on now. They have they've been doing it for 2 weeks now.
What do they stab?
Well, they left it up to the director up there. Different types of beasts, exotic beasts.
Oh, excellent.
It's a really good show. Really good show. We have that going on, and then there's always special events where people will put in their names, and if enough people put in their names, we put out the flyers and send out the word. You know. Also, I think it's Lev Day and Gem Day nights. There's always something going on. Other than that, it's pretty sporadic.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for the info. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Sip the man an iridium piece and call it a day.
He takes it and goes back to broom, sweeping.
I'm gonna pull out my guild card and I'm going to send to Czar. And we ask.
You literally just fed him for a week. That's how valuable iridium is.
Yeah. Hey Czar, I see you're doing stuff at the arena. Can I join in tomorrow?
You said you used the guild card on this?
Yes.
You can pay. I'm not doing anything at the guild, at the arena.
But the art of stabbing is doing stuff throughout the week at the Coliseum.
You get back a second response. I'm not doing anything at the Coliseum.
Well, that's interesting.
You get a third response. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We stab beasts.
Ah, that's the czar that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Czar, you should let me in so I can explode. I mean, stab something. Make a big show of it.
I mean, it's just like dot 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 dot. If you want, they are not challenging.
No, but once you put on good show, so people can see the true potential of the art of the stab. It's advertised.
Put on a good show. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the idea. There's just everyone thinks that this is just like a fucking joke, and everyone's just messing around. And then you get the one serious guy that just is well stupidly overpowered and just explodes everything, and everyone's like, "Wait a second, is he for real?
This isn't a joke.
This isn't a joke. He's serious."
Tim, what are you doing?
Tim has nothing exciting to do.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Steele, I know you went with Simamar.
Yes.
You were talking with Simamar, but what was your plans?
For tonight specifically?
Yeah, what is, are you guys going into downtime? Are you going into
Probably not going
different
into
things?
actual downtime, but at least for tonight, just making sure that the school is still standing, because I feel anxiety every single time I come back here. I just need to see that the building hasn't burned down and that it's there. but that's only my. Oh my gosh! You seriously just roll for that?
Yeah. Anytime someone brings something up, it's a D100 roll. You go back to your place of learning. There's no tournament signs. There's no czar fucking around. Everything's going according to plan. Students coming back and forth. It's early. It's early.
Oh, it's early.
It's like 10 in the morning.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you guys killed the slithering things at like little after dawn.
I'll look into expanding, maybe opening up some new classes, new courses, hiring on some new professors, and post an ad for those that want to teach, work on the school, not necessarily come to it, but try to. I'm wanting it to expand because I know we have a big building, but the services themselves are quite modest.
Very good. As you do paperwork, start to expand, trying to get in new students, new teachers. Bondar, you were just practicing on persuasion.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone is doing a lot of downtime stuff. Is this going to be going into downtime, or is this?
I mean, we could do another 2 weeks because Bondar wants to work on skills.
No, I don't. You decided we weren't doing anything else today, so I just picked the skill.
Oh. Well, I mean, do you have anything that you want to do tomorrow?
I just want to. I need to turn in. I need to talk to Castilian.
Oh, there we go.
So you weren't planning on doing that today, though.
I don't have enough charges on my gate to get me over there.
Roger.
I mean, I'm not doing anything if you just want me to gate you over there. Or, sorry, greater teleport, since it's on the same plane.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it.
Let's see, make sure I'm keeping track of my spell points, because it matters. It's a simulacrum. 103. Yes. 3. 50. Alright, so casting Greater Teleport to Castilian. That is 11.
Jet, are you okay with this interaction as you're taking over Castilian? Because, as far as I know, this is a game-breaking mechanic, and this is your game to break, not mine.
It's not game breaking, but sure, I can take over. Let's see. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, you'd probably find him where you found him last time. Just sitting there. Cross arm. Well, yeah. He's in a crossed arm position, but if you remember, he only has one arm that you can see. So he's kind of like awkwardly sitting there, not cross-armed, staring at his anvil, looking like he's trying to summon up inspiration for something.
I will approach him and say, I've completed the training that was required.
Wonderful. I was needing something less mundane to do. Well, you've passed the trials. You have increased you've made yourself proficient in the necessary skills. Smith singing is not as simple as one might imagine. The first bit of information I need to correct before we going forward is that there's a difference between wood singing, metal singing, glass singing. They're all the same thing. It's just those who could not achieve the full spectrum broke off parts so that they could still perform the arts that they wanted to bring forth without having to learn the rest of it. And while that is great, that is a phenomenal use of ingenuity, creativity, it does something to the process. Now, if you want me to just teach you metal singing, that can be arranged. That is, it's really not difficult to get started. It is difficult to master. Because it takes patience, it takes time, it takes effort and concentration. It also takes a good bit of forward planning. In either case that I teach you, it takes all those things I just stated. So, for your purposes, would you rather learn the watered down version that is strictly for singing just metal, or would you like to learn the origin of the singing arts?
If I can learn the completed art, I would prefer that.
I think you have the talent. If you were entrusted with that object that sings within your bag of holding, then someone has high hopes for you and thinks that you are able to accomplish more than maybe even you realize yet. So, the process will take much longer to learn it the proper way, but you will be able to sing every form of art: wood, glass, metal, water, paint. Even with the right frequency, you could sing books into existence. It's all about the craft. When I say it takes forward planning, I mean, while you can be inspired to just go off on a random tangent, rarely do those constructs succeed. It is better that you write out your intentions for the object that you wish to create, the material, the shape, the size, even the color. If it is not naturally occurring, can be altered with this art without having to have external forces like dyes or acids or the many other ways that you can change an object's color. But you have to write it out. And then once you write out the structure, the blueprint, if you will, you then must figure out how to weave those concepts into a song. The song must not only contain these elements, but it must also make sense. It must be fluid, and if we're going to be honest, it must be pleasant to hear. Because once you start singing, you're going to tap into a force that is even older than what you know as magic. And that force has unpredictable effects if you don't stay within the guidelines. Such as if a song sounds bad but it is correctly composed, it could alter your very perception of reality permanently. But those are things that we will go over. I can give you as much as I know. I would consider myself an expert in the subject matter, but not a master. Because I did not create this method, I learned it. And that was a very, very long time ago. So, you may want to either, I guess it depends on how your work ethic. You could tackle this all at once, but it's going to take the better part of 6 months to learn, or you could break this up into segments and come back once you've had time to digest the previous lesson and maybe master it to your satisfaction.
I think it's better to break it up into sections.
With your current lifestyle, I can totally agree. That plus, it is better to digest in little bits. So I will treat this more as we learn each part first, and then we will take a look at the whole and its interactions. And with that, if Vondar wants to take the time, he'll start teaching you the finer points and even just the basics of how to start.
Yeah. How long is this first part going to take?
I would prefer 2 weeks per segment, at least for all the basics that we're going to have to go over, and then we may have to extend them just a little bit for the more advanced arts. You may also want to bring your dragon with you. Dragons have an interesting effect on the smithing process once you start using the singing.
Well, he would be with me no matter what.
He looks down. Ah, didn't see it there.
What? Just call the dragon.
Hey, he's not. He was a blacksmith for the riders, not a rider himself, so he probably does have the knowledge to discern the gender of a dragon, but I don't know if he would care enough to do so. And as long as the dragon doesn't show discontent with his choice, I doubt he's gonna care. So with that, he'll start with metal singing because that's the one that you'd probably pick up the fastest.
Yeah. And of course, I'll message the others, let them know that I'm beginning metal singing training.
That's awesome.
You get a message from Czar Thunder. Yeah, can I come by and dumpster dive again?
My teammate Czar wants to look through your discarded pieces. That's possible.
I'm not at liberty, nor in the position to deny a family member of the honored ones, so he can have at it.
Yeah, he says it's fine.
Somewhere in the world, Czar is woohooing. Oh yeah, and congratulations.
Thanks.
So presuming that this means that while he's training and singing, we are going into downtime? Air quotes.
Sure, if you guys need me for anything during that time, just ask. I don't have an unlimited pool of spell points, but I have a decent amount. As he starts, because he's gonna wait around for a little bit while Vondar starts, just to make sure his Vondar is good. And while he's doing that, holds up a pearl, uses it. Holds up a pearl, uses it. He restores the 11 spell points he just burned through to get here.
I want to hear the dwarf sing. That's what I'm going to do.
What dwarf?
Whatever Vondar is. Technically not
Hey, when I play Czar, I fall into the same fucking trap. He keeps having to tell me he's not a dwarf too, so, I understand.
He's a dwarf that's not a dwarf. I continue to play suppose that's not the end goal, but that's the next goal.
Okay. As you start for this 2 weeks of downtime, Vestial is working with your school, what you're going to be doing for the entire 2 weeks.
Yes.
Vondar is metal singing what you're going to be doing for the entire 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're still banned from the Mages Guild, so I need to make my own.
I mean, the two of us, what do we need a Mages Guild for?
That's not simple.
Why do you want to learn Disintegrate?
To deal with walls of force until I can not strip naked, which we still need to test if I can just Mythalar a wall of force. Because it disintegrates items, it should disintegrate the wall.
I can tell you that's not how that's going to work, sir.
No.
Because a wall of force isn't an item, a wall of force is a spell.
But it disintegrates, it disintegrates.
A Mythalar still has rules. Sorry, I recently got an intelligence upgrade. I'm going to just stop you from wasting effort, at least for that front. If you want to do something else with that.
Oh, I'm still going to put effort into the other front because I want to still, be able to touch things, touch and recharge.
Yes, understood. That's actually would be phenomenal once I finally find 12 magic items I need to attune to. Do you know how hard it is to find magic items for a pure caster that aren't defense oriented?
I mean, considering how much your previous predecessors have also complained about it, very difficult.
Yes, I'm glad you understand. What? Okay, let me rephrase. When you use only one spell that isn't affected by magic items that add to rolls or damage. Magic Missile isn't improved by items that give you the pluses to spell attack and damage.
Hey, I gotta just ask, what are your thoughts on the shield spell?
Okay. Because you're my friend, I will tell you my secret. I am what's called a missile mage. I ignore shields.
What about the brooch of shielding?
Also ignore that. Any effect that would normally make you immune to a magic missile, I ignore it. It's one of the reasons why I love this class. That and the fact that I can give myself an that plus I can give myself an AC of floating magic missiles that also attack people for attacking me. But yeah, I do one thing well. scary well, as a matter of fact.
I imagine we're just in my office having this chat and at the school.
I mean, if my creator allows me to be around, I will happily be a part of your mage guild.
Yeah. Did you want to teach?
If people want to become magic missile mages, sure, I can teach it very well.
Well, can you teach like fundamentals of?
Oh yes, obviously. Obviously, I could teach the base class of wizard as well.
Yeah, that's what you really need to do. And if you find a young whippersnapper that you need to feel the need to impart the ways of magic missile, by all means. If that's the path they choose, that's the path they choose.
Well, I've also sort of dipped my toes into something called black mage. It makes things more explosive. So imagine magic missiles that explode on contact.
I hope you're around for like tenure.
Hey, unlike one of my predecessors, I wasn't made with an alignment of evil.
Can you copy or otherwise acquire a given magic item?
I'm supposed to answer no? As he shakes his head, yes.
I might have something that's very precious to me, but that might be a great use to you. Never shown any simulacrum this before, but take a look. Okay, there's my treasure sheet. Got it. Okay. I produce from my neck an amulet of spell points, and I let you examine it.
You'll see him pull out a pen and paper, and with practiced precision of clearly someone who's had smith training, he just starts perfectly scribing and making a picture of your amulet, making detailed notes about like what the metal must be, what the gem must be. And this is one of those moments when you remember that he is a simulacrum of a forge god.
I would say, as you were copying down how to make this, you just see this mask in your vision smiling turn into a frown.
Oh, maybe we should not.
No, fuck it.
I mean, don't. I'll worry about. I'm just copying the blueprint for right now. I will go talk with him, or I guess I will get the boss to talk with him.
That one, I did not go back on the deal.
No, but it's me that's being the troublemaker now. Although, to be fair, Jack probably didn't make this item himself. He probably found it or got it from somewhere else. But I will still clear it with him.
That was just a reminder to you
yeah, no, you're
where
right.
it came from. Because I've tried to fuck around with those things before, and I've got a big old fat no.
Oh, no, you're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Out of character, you have done this 100% correct. This is just how Tim feels about it. Tim has all of Feldnot's memories up to a certain point, and those memories do not inform him to put Jack in a very good light. Nightshade may completely feel different because he has omniscience as a god.
Jack can think as he will. This one was paid for. The other one I don't have anymore.
All right. I think I got the gist of how to put this together.
So does Tim stick around the this place and teach if someone wants to learn magic missile?
Or learn black magery, yes. Unless one of the other two tells him that they need him for something, because that was his statement at the beginning of downtime. If you need me, call me.
Yeah, this is. I want you. If somebody needs you, of course.
But still, you keep track of numbers of your employees slash
Yes.
students.
Yes, I do. I'm ready to take notes. Or in a moment, stand by.
As we're standing by, Tim, you do get someone that wants to learn magic missile.
Nah.
There's a small halfling who's been following you around. She has taken a liking to you, and she wants to learn how to magic the missiles.
Then he will teach her proper, because he is of good alignment, so he is not a chaos bringer. Ironic, because of who he is a simulacrum of.
I'm having difficulty finding the icon for the school.
It got deleted. Shit.
It's right
I
there.
really hope not.
A lot of stuff. We had issues. Stuff.
That's the art of stabbing that you're hovering over at the moment.
Yeah.
Or is,
oh, did you click on the thing and you were editing that?
That's yeah. That's what I was doing to keep track of stuff.
if you go under journal,
The school's funding, the amount of students that are in there, and the amount of teachers that are in there, and the classes for Sess teachers.
I really appreciate that. 2 weeks ago, we had a hiccup.
Oh, did it go bye-bye?
Yeah, like I've been keeping I've been adding stuff to the journals and adding stuff to the quest, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that got erased.
Oh, well, goodness.
so I will put a new one. I will put a new one down, and whatever you remember, go ahead and fill in.
I know for a fact that the school had a fund. It was not a small fund for its operations, expansion, and day-to-day. I know I had at least two teachers, one of which was an education wizard. I forget their levels. And I had at least 200 students, I think.
That sounds about right, yeah.
But I'm gonna make a thread in the Discord, my player channel.
Yeah, that'd be useful too.
So that way this doesn't happen again. I'm just gonna give it 250,000 iridium is my ballpark estimate for how much.
Sounds
how
about
much
what you
iridium
would put in that.
Yeah.
And you said low 200s for students?
Yeah, so we can call it 216, unless you have another method that you want to do this.
For your new notes, put 250 students, and then put 25 teachers, and I will work on that this week to figure out what you have.
Sounds good. Yeah, 25
So
teachers.
that'll give us at least some place to go from.
25 or 26, including
If you were adding Tim in there, you would have 26.
26. Well, he's not a full time. He's a sub. Student budget. What else am I missing? What else should I put down? Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I don't know if there was anything else you needed to put down because it was you had your funds, you had your teachers, your students,
Yeah.
and what they were teaching. But I gotta, I know there was an education wizard because I rolled that up and I was like, that's fucking fitting.
Rolled that up. I thought that was just. Oh yeah. This makes sense. But I don't know if there's any numbers you want me to keep in relation to it being a mages guild, or developing in that direction. Also, another thing, while we're looking at 2 weeks of downtime, is amassing a library.
What are you like specifically? Are you just looking for books? And it's just educational stuff, or is this like
It's educational, arcana, mathematics, history, a small focus on like the arts. But the primary bread and butter of wizardry is hard numbers and mathematics. So that's what the library is geared towards. But yes, history as well is very much represented. But I'm not necessarily looking for deep arcane lore. They're not making this the
how big
library
of a library?
I will. I'm gonna put a lot of money in this. How much? How much money do I have? I'm gonna take the school. I'm not going to do anything with the school's budget, but I'm going to match the school's budget for the library. So a big library. We'll do 200,000 gold pieces just for ease of my math. And I don't know if I'm like, you can only push water through a hose so fast, and I don't know if I'm reaching that point with this money. You know what I mean?
I would say with 10,000 iridium, you have a huge library, and this is not anything of the magic. That's what's gonna chew into your other part of your budget. So,
Well, what would that look like? What do you mean? There's no magic.
Like
there's no
10,000. Like I'm just saying, like the 10,000 iridium would get you like a huge library of non-magical stuff, and then you start ordering your magic books where those are a lot more expensive. Like
Yes.
like you're talking 100 to 1 ratio. You know, you're buying one magic book where you could have bought 30 books the other way. I mean, 300 books the other way, right? And you spend like you spend another 10,000 and you buy magical books, and then the courier comes and hands you a note and 10,000 iridium, saying, unfortunately, the books had to be delivered to the Magic Association.
I summoned him, or called politely him to my office. I show him this note. What do you think the odds are that the mages assembly is intentionally hampering our growth with this?
Well, it's not. Not intentional, but it also could also have some intentional implication. I believe, and you probably should know this as an archduchess. Just saying. All magic-related books are sent to the Magi Assembly. No questions asked. They don't even pay for them. And that is just a rule of law. So we may have to do a little convincing for people to not send them to the Magi Assembly. Also, I should make a note that he meant the note means Magi Assembly, not Magic Association. Magic Association is the branch of government that oversights the Magi Assembly, and if you decide to create a guild, they'll oversight you as well. It's like how the Adventurers Association oversights all the Adventurers guilds throughout the land. I had an unfortunate amount of time spent in etiquette and governmental class.
There's a division between player knowledge and character knowledge when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yes. But I actually spent a better part of the downtime you guys spent in government class because Feldnot did not want to learn it.
Anyway, do a little bit of convincing.
Well, I think the first step would be to actually become an official guild that the Magic Association recognizes, and then from there, then you can probably put in some sort of request or some sort of hearing or whatever the Magic Association deems necessary so that you can get put on that list of approved destinations for magic books.
Yeah, that's the goal anyway. And yeah, during that 2 weeks, I write many a letter, endorsement of my Mages Assembly, signed Archduchess Bastille, Iconian, yada yada yada, leveraging the political title power to hopefully get that ball rolling.
All right. So you're working on that. Okay.
Yes.
Simamar.
Oh well.
What are you doing for your 2 weeks?
Uh, Participating in the stabbings at the Coliseum, at least for a couple of times. Working at the dojo, at least with the night shift, because there's more students at night and they need to get some personal lessons. And for the rest of the time, I'm going to continue working on trying to alter the legend of the Mythalar with me, or to get it to work how I want it to work.
And how are you just gonna go to
I'll do
your
Solitude
Portrait of Solitaire? Okay.
Yeah, my Fortress of Solitude. But I also want to start spreading rumors, because rumors are a powerful source of magic, and that hopefully the rumor mill will help to reinforce the changes that I'm trying to make. Superstition as well, because black cats are unlucky. That's a powerful superstition. I don't know if in your campaign black cats actually bring unluck though, but it's a line of thought of kind of the I guess the weave of just how the collective unconsciousness works with people and abilities and stuff like that.
And how long are you spending on that?
So I'm gonna say, due to working within the time frame of downtime, a week is 10 days. So we'll say 17 days is working on that, and then the other 3 days is working at the dojo and the arena.
So if you give me two persuasion or deception rolls for rumors.
Persuasion, for I cannot lie. I'm gonna lucky that second one. There we go.
And then two con checks and two intelligence checks.
Car. Oh, we're definitely luckying that. There we go. Oop. So I have one more lucky, and then I have 3 auspicious left. We will auspicious that. There we go. And then we will do the I did it last time. Calculated actions. So that is a 40 and a 39 for con. And then int wise. We'll just lucky that. And then I'm good with that. So, because of the rumors that I am spreading, I am going to take 2 hits on the path of truth because one of my sins is trying to bend reality to your favor. So I will be taking 2 hits on that.
Oh, okay.
What were the rumors you were doing again?
The rumors was that I have the capability to use the Mephilar's features, although more specific into that. Through my hands, which is a half truth because I can use the Mephilar, but I'm trying to get the rumors to focus that it's through my hands as opposed to I just turn into one.
And he does a showing every night of this.
Now, I'm putting a lot of effort into this. This is genuine dedication to training.
And speaking of training, you show up the night, the art of stabbing night. The first night, you see the students out there, and they are stabbing wolves and stabbing bears, and then, you know, the wolves was a little bit easier. The bears are a lot tougher, but eventually they take them down. And then you come on stage, and out walks 10 samurai crabs, swords in each claw.
Not the samurai crabs.
At least we aren't tormenting grave crabs anymore.
Oh, that's where they came from. Those are the same ones.
No.
They must explode as balls of purplish, blacky energy begin to form around Simimar and erupt with power as he utilizes all of his features to send vibrations through the ground, and in a moment stab 5 of them, disintegrating their souls. Then he rewinds, rebuilds up all that energy again, and stabs 5 more.
As the 10 charged, 5 eviscerate, and then the other 5 are charging in more, but they don't get to you before they get disintegrated. And the next night, they double the crabs.
This time I'll do a very slower stab, but it will be a range and area of effect. So with one stab, a explosion would appear in the distance, vaporizing the crabs.
The next night, they double the crabs.
This time I'm going to stab them with my fist.
So you make this one draw out.
Yeah.
Ooh and ahhing, ooh and ahhing. You're raking in more students than Czar did, but when you do go to the art of stabbing, there are more students during the day because Czar has been at this for 2 weeks than there are at night.
Awesome. We're actually starting to get this thing going.
There has not been any sightings or any stabbings of wizard students.
Excellent. It's all about cultivation of yourself as well as your own personal accomplishments. Because every time you reach that next plateau and then you find the next mountain to climb, every time you break that peak, that is an accomplishment that you all achieved with your own two hands. And that is the true art of stabbing.
Yeah, yeah. Every time you climb a hill, you achieved it with your hands. Lars there to back you up.
Thanks, Star.
Cut over to the desert. Thunder, you were in the desert for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on you that regenerates?
No.
And for you, particular, your hands. You've worked with your hands your entire career.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to sing stuff into creation.
Yep.
You remember how when you using the Rider's Forge and things, quickly, instant bam. There's a higher cost, for making the stuff fast like that. This art, this singing, brings that process out, draws it out, the way the words, the pitch. It's an interesting twist on the metal clanging instead of forge, hammer, bam, the rhythmic molding of the metal, the rhythmic, the beauty of the flames changing the colors. Doing this with your voice is taking everything that you've learned and twisting it. It is hard to wrap your head around this, but you've been training at this for a while, and you have seen what this guy can do, and you have seen the what Lynx can do, and in your mind, how is this how is Vondor wrapping his brain around the different way of creating something?
He probably uh you probably see some connection between the rhythm of striking metal and the rhythm of song. I think that's how he's interpreting.
And so you're falling back on the old rhythm of when you were hammer, anvil, and you're thinking, wow, this is when you first heard about this, how hard, like, did you think you could sing metal into existence?
No, he wasn't expecting something like that.
And as you start this process and you are seeing the similarities between your old work and your new work, um, it takes a lot to do what you do, and it takes a lot more to do what your elf master is teaching you now. And you are now unique. You are he did describe that there are others out there, but for you, as far as the writers, there is no one that has this mantle, because as far as your new master says, Lynx didn't have the patience for it. In the back of your mind, you know he went for a sandwich. And as you get in tune with your master and seeing what is the first thing that you're going to try and create.
Um, I forget. I mentioned earlier. I tried creating a very rare item, ramp up ring.
And you make 5 performance rolls. Because we always have to ask for the natural one. Are you going to let that stand?
Yes, fine.
And you have items that reduces the time doing something?
Yes.
Do you know how much it reduces it by?
Uh, Fortune Riders, I believe, reduces it by half.
You said what type of item was it? A very rare or rare?
Oh, yeah, very rare. And my Boon and the Forge Master also have the time.
So as you start this process, boom, in 3 hours, you have this ring done. Didn't have to use your hammer. You didn't have to Am I correct in saying that he didn't have to have the forge of a fire? He didn't have to swing his hammer. He just
Correct.
sung, and this thing just started to appear in front of him.
Well, there was metal nearby, so it was more like it became liquid and started just kind of growing out of the metal.
But he's still gonna have to do the whole 2 weeks to be able to do this in the future, right?
Yes.
So if there's anything else that you want to make in the 2 weeks, you can write down, unless you just want to be making stuff and do what he does, reforge it and reforge it and reforge it.
I'm sorry. Do you guys?
In 3 hours you did this, and you still have to do the 2 weeks of downtime to be able to have this as your learned skill. Did you want to keep reforging the same metal into something new each time, or was there stuff that you wanted to be making?
I'll just. There's nothing I want to make right now.
Uh, 2 weeks comes to a conclusion. Bondar, you are now a metal singer, but still you are working at your throwing your name around and the process of trying to get your school associated as a mage guild. Simar, you are throwing your name around, trying to get you associated with the Mithler Master.
I mean, if that's what they call it, then yep, we're just gonna roll with it.
Tim, you didn't get called away, and you now have a new apprentice.
Cool. I will teach her all the right stuff. Although there's probably going to be times when she's going to look at me confused because I do something that you definitely can't do as a level 4 missile mage.
She's just happy to be taught because none of the other teachers were teaching her because she falls under the criteria of too young for Vestile's teachers.
How old is this kid?
Old enough to party.
Hey, you know what? If a 3-year-old is smart enough to learn how to cast fucking magic missile, then one day she's going to be an archmage.
Yeah, that is the prodigy in the making.
The sad part is adventurers' lives are like this long. Normal adventurers' lives, you guys aren't normal.
You guys are normal.
2 weeks. And where does the party regroup?
How did metal singing go, Vondar?
Very interesting.
I don't know. Is it weird? Like, because I'm assuming you don't use tools.
Yes, the metal almost seems to shape itself as you sing.
Hmm. Well, you are you done now, or do you have like other lessons or other things that you need to learn?
There's still more to learn.
Right. So, with that in mind, do we just want to like take up a quest or try to find something to do and then go back to doing whatever? Oh, fuck. I forgot about the plane of fire.
Oh, don't worry, it burned down.
Ah, alright, that's fine. Yeah, this deal, we should probably figure out what we're actually doing with those two forts if they are still intact in the plane of fire.
One of them has a demi-plane in them that's kind of important to my mother. So, yeah.
You know, it's been a month since we've been back there. We should probably check on that demi-plane.
But you have people check you, like, that are taking care of it.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Does someone else got this, or do I need to open the gate?
I can do it. Return to the plane of fire.
Which fort were you on?
The one with the demi-plane in it.
You were casting what?
Gate.
Does everyone step through?
Yeah.
Yep.
Step onto the empty plane of fire. As you look around, there's nothing but flat volcanic rock, lava spewing. No fort.
Oh, it's good to see that this place hasn't changed a whole lot.
There's no fort? Should there be a fort?
Oh. Yeah. I am visiting a fort.
easy go. But more importantly, where's the demi-plane?
Oh, right. It's been cloaked, remember?
Did we cloak it?
Yes, Lynx gave us an item that can shield it from view.
Roach.
I don't remember which direction it's in. I'm gonna start walking in a straight line.
Roll D8.
7.
Quack, 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 quack.
I don't think it's this way.
Vondar, right? You can see hidden things.
Yeah, 15 feet of true sight.
Some of them are missed it by this much. You can
Hey,
see like
it's
the
done.
shimmers of the
It's
fort.
It's the dungeon all over again.
No, it's over this way, Sinmar.
Oh, thanks. I walk in the direction that he points.
Nothing there. You keep going.
Vontar, I thought you said it was over here. I have true sight and I can't see it.
Oh, you have true sight?
I do have true sight.
Okay. So as you turn around and Vondar points it over here, you walk and you can see it, and then you walk and then you don't see it and you turn around, it's behind you.
I'm so fucking confused. I think that's the point, but gosh darn it.
And then Vondar was given a code, a word, so you can bring it down. And so this was a Lynx thing, so that it's surrounded by illusions, and you get immediately moved to the other side of the fort. And it confuses you, so you don't think you went that far either. So when you say the command word, boom, your fort is there, untouched.
Alright.
The little wall built around the mini plane is still there.
Yeah, how much is it Developed.
As you look over there, there is now 11 cities spread across the mountains, the forest, surrounding the ocean. And you see 3 cities floating in the air.
I mean, it's only been a month for us, but for them, actually, does the time flow differently when you're in there?
Not necessarily. Development was faster for some reason. It was rapid, but they seem to believe that time was that they had lived for a long time, but it had only been a few hours since their creation. But some of them were privy to that fact.
And they weren't really developing faster. It was just that everything was appearing out of thin air.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think that where it's at now, you think it's done making things appear?
I suppose there's only one way to find out.
I would like to go fishing.
Sure. It takes a true polymorph and some trickery to get in there. Also, the people down there are crystalline entities.
Well, if that's another plane, right, couldn't you just gate into it?
I'm interested to see how that happens.
Right, because if everything is proportional within that plane, then a gate that's normal size for us would be normal size for them there, and we would shrink as we go through the gate. Now I go back into my existential crisis of every time we gate into another plane of existence, are we increasing or decreasing in size? We're staying the same.
Cascade.
Sure.
What is your target?
The plane, I focus on the plane as I remember being inside of it. I remember the village. I remember the forest nearby and the lake. I picked a spot where I arrived the first time, and that is where I attempt to gate.
High, low, odd, or even. Pick two, and then roll a D100. As we're still saying this, who is stepping through the gate?
Low odd. One or the other, always.
I'll stay behind, and we didn't say it, but I'll reactivate the cloak.
Thank you, Von Dar.
I'll stay behind. Because I have a bad feeling about this.
I do too, but I mean, I would have just done true polymorph, and actually, let's do that before we go in there. Let's just be small.
But
Okay, so you have the gate open.
but I think the gate's there, and the gate is small, right?
I'm gonna cast.
You don't see the other end of the gate.
Oh.
Like in the world?
Oh, it's too small? Ah, but Bondar's eyes.
Eeny, meeny,
Bondar might be able to see the gate.
Can I?
Roll perception. Let me know what you roll.
45.
Yes. See it in there.
Yeah, it's there.
Can someone roll a D10?
Sure.
Vestio, you were going to do something else?
Tim said he had a bad feeling about this, and I know we can just. We can just make ourselves small to enter. It might be a little bit more of a pain, but safe.
Okay.
If I'm already...
Can you make yourself small, Vestimamar?
No. And polymorph doesn't work on me anymore. So, I'm just going to poke my hand through the portal and see what happens.
Sounds like a good time to find out what happens next week.
A player calls a cliffhanger? Of course. Hell yeah. That's...
Thank you, everybody, for coming out to stream today. If you enjoyed our content, please feel free to drop us a follow. We would really appreciate the support. And tune in Mondays and Wednesdays for our D&D content.
Want to keep up with the events and extra streams? Please check out our Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date on the schedule releases and updates for the streams, including extra streams that we may not have on schedule. And if you would like to see previous content that we've done, check us out on YouTube at Epitaph of Creation. Thank you so much for coming out today, and have a good night, everybody.